Hello again, Pulpit Rock. This is Kirsten Dickerson, president of Tirzah International, and it's story time. Susie asked if I would share one of the stories of what it looks like when a woman is empowered so that you could get a glimpse of what's possible when you create opportunities for women. Through your partnership with Dr. Lavanya and Tirzah and Hyderabad, India, we're going to be creating a lot of opportunities for women to discover their God-given potential. Again, these are women that are in extreme poverty situations, lack of education, facing much abuse, all impacted by disease, that are coming to Dr. Lavanya's medical facility to receive support, and then are now being trained in handicraft skills that can be turned into a collection that they can sell locally and through Tirzah Bazaar and potentially one day internationally, all because you're helping us make that happen at the new Women's Empowerment Center so that these women have a place to come that's safe and they can get those urgent needs met, but more importantly, they begin to know they're valued. They build fellowship and community with other women. They start to make beautiful things with the skills they learn and eventually earn income from those things, provide for their family to be empowered, to move from surviving to thriving. And when women start to thrive and move from such dire circumstances to discovering that there is hope and they have a future, not just for themselves, but their family, you know what they do? They immediately reach out and tell other women about the program and other women about hope and invite them to come. And that is what I have seen happen around the world. And this is one of those stories. It's a story of a woman named Tirzah in northern India from a very conservative Muslim community. And she had 5 daughters. She was actually married at age 13, which is what a lot of girls face in India that come from these very poor slums or informal communities around India. And she was married that young. And her husband did not value her as a woman at all. And when she had her 5th daughter, he left her. So he left Tirzah and her daughters in a place of deep desperation with no source of income, no education, no food, no opportunities. They literally did not know what they were going to do. And out of desperation, went to a local fair trade factory that had only been working with men at the time to do wood crafts and asked them and pleaded for them to help her. And long story short, they contacted me and we agreed to meet Tirzah the next time I was in India. And when we saw that she had learned from the factory some basic jewelry making skills, we looked at what was local, what kind of resources did they have local in that community that we could use those skills that she had been taught to create something that was beautiful and unique to represent her local region and also equip her and her older daughters with income. And you know what we found? It was leather and wood, because that was what was really popular in that Muslim community of northern India. And so we developed a collection of leather leaf earrings and wood and leather bangles. I'm quite confident you have probably seen them because several years ago they were extremely popular with Joanna Gaines, a fixer-upper, as well as Brene Brown. So you've probably seen them on their shows or on the poster at Times Square or somewhere, because these earrings made by Tirzah became extremely popular over the years. And it was absolutely amazing to see her and her daughters move from literally barely surviving to thriving over the years. And as they had enough to provide for themselves, all the girls were in school. The older girls got the opportunity to marry good men who provided good life for them, which is a huge deal. And that only happened because she and her daughters were not desperate to have her daughters be married in a marriage that was not going to be good, like what she had faced herself. So praise the Lord, her daughters are thriving in all the ways that you want them to thrive. And as soon as they were thriving, what did Tirzah do? She went out and invited others as her orders were growing. And over the years, over 200 women in that community were employed making designs. Most of them employed making those leather leaf earrings because they became so popular. And it was transformative, not just in the individual lives of the women who were able to earn income, but it was transformative in the way that community viewed women. And one time, after several years, I went to go visit Tirzah, and I had my daughter with me, who was only 8 at the time. And Tirzah and I were on her rooftop, and we had just been doing some Bollywood dancing, because that's what you do when you're with women in India behind closed doors. They had this little Bollywood studio hidden behind some curtains on their roof. And we have been enjoying some chai and Bollywood dancing and laughing together. And she said, "Kirsten, I want you to know that we no longer mourn when girls are born, but we rejoice because our community now knows the value that girls have." It still brings me to tears when I think about that, because it was this transformation of targeting one woman for dose who is valuable in God's eyes, of equal worth to me and you. And God saw her suffering, and he provided a way for her to have her basic needs met. And what did she do? She reached out to help other women. And what did that do? That not only supported other women, but it got all their girls in school, and they began to improve their homes. And what happened? Men in the community and the community at large saw that women added value to their homes. They added value to their community, and it changed the way that culture treated women. And they no longer mourned when girls were born, but they rejoiced because they now saw the value that girls had. There you go. That's your story time with Kirsten at Tirzah International. So be encouraged that every life does matter. And when we say when women rise, the world rises with them, that's what we're talking about. And when you are giving this year to your Christmas fund to support your partners like Tirzah, you're giving to create opportunities for individual women that are image bearers, created by God, full of value potential, to unlock that value potential that has been hidden because of poverty and abuse and disease. So they might know that there is a hope and a future. And I guarantee that as they move from surviving to thriving, they're going to reach out and bless other women around them and bless their children, and the world will change as you invest in them. Thank you so much for listening. God bless you, and Merry Christmas.